The baby boy is not in Colorado anymore. The protective bubble that has been provided by Daddy Dion throughout his life, that protective bubble, it is finally burst. The day he was drafted by the Cleveland Browns, which happened to be the second, maybe even the third day of the draft. Hell, Shedeur Sanders was drafted so late, I don't know if it was even televised. By that point of the draft, ESPN might have buried their draft coverage over on ESPN Plus where no one could see it. For most of his life, maybe even his entire life, Shedeur Sanders has been coached by his father. Pee Wee football, Daddy was the coach. When he played at Trinity High School in Texas, Daddy was the offensive coordinator. Jackson State on to Colorado, Daddy Dion was there to protect his baby boy. And look, that's not a bad thing. Matter of fact, I think it's noble that Deion Sanders has dedicated his time to coaching his son from Pee Wee football all the way through college. I was talking to one of my sponsors yesterday. He's owned his own business for the past 40 or so years. For the longest time, the business was one of his top priorities, but he told me the only thing that matters, his real legacy, it's not the business. It's everything that he has taught his children. You can say a lot of things about Deion Sanders. You can say Deion Sanders is arrogant. You can claim that he is cocky. But the one thing that you can never take away from him, Deion Sanders is a great father. He has always been there for his kids. Unfortunately, those days are over. The second Shedeur Sanders signed that contract, the protective bubble that he has been living in officially burst. But the protection of his father, that was not the only thing that Shedeur Sanders lost yesterday. He also lost a shitload of money because Shedeur Sanders, he's going to be making significantly less in the NFL when compared to what he was making with Daddy Dion at Colorado. Make sure to like and subscribe. You can follow me on Twitter at KC_BTL84. Link to the main channels in the description below. According to On3, Shedeur Sanders was valued at $6.5 million a year when he was the star quarterback at Colorado. One of the main reasons his valuation was so high, besides the fact that he was Deion Sanders' baby boy, it was because Shedeur Sanders was on the field. He was the star quarterback. He was featured on national television every week. Whether or not Shedeur Sanders will be the starting quarterback in Cleveland this season, I don't know. What I do know is he will not be featured on national television in 2025 because the Browns, they have the same amount of nationally televised games that my Saints have. 0. Yesterday, Shedeur Sanders signed his first NFL contract valued at $4.6 million over 4 years. A $2 million pay cut from his days at Colorado, even more when you break it down annually. And I would imagine that the vast majority of that $4.6 million, it is not guaranteed. Meaning Shedeur Sanders, he's going to have to earn that money. I think it's brilliant the way the NFL structures these contracts, especially rookie contracts. I wish the NBA would do the same instead of guaranteeing the full amount of the contract. Maybe, just maybe, that would convince NBA players to actually play during the regular season. But there's no denying the fact. Shedeur Sanders, he is taking a substantial pay cut in the NFL. And you know what? I think it might be the best thing for him. I think Shedeur Sanders is going to learn a lot this season. Hell, I think he's already learned a lot. He's damn sure been humbled, but I think Shedeur Sanders is going to learn a lot about Shedeur Sanders this season. For the first time in his life, he's on his own. For the first time in his life, Daddy's not going to be there to clean up his mess or protect him. You think Kevin Stefanski gives a shit about Deion Sanders? The only thing Kevin Stefanski cares about, can you win games? Every one of us has been through what Shedeur Sanders is about to go through. We didn't go through it publicly, but we've all been through it, whether it's high school graduation, college graduation, or the day that you move out of your parents' house. Whatever day it is, it's the day you realize that you're on your own. It's time to sink or swim. It's going to be interesting to see how Shedeur Sanders handles it. I've got faith in the kid. I think he's going to excel. I think what happened at the draft was the best thing that could have happened to Shedeur Sanders. It was his first dose of reality. It was his introduction to manhood. When you walk into that NFL locker room, you're not surrounded by college kids anymore. The dude sitting next to you, he's not starstruck. He's trying to take your job. The coach, he's not going home to make you dinner. He's not giving you a shoulder to cry on when you have a bad day at practice. You have too many bad days at practice. The coach is going to be the one that cuts your ass. I think Shedeur Sanders is going to be fine. Looking at the depth chart in Cleveland, he might be the starting quarterback week 1. He's already passed Dylan Gabriel on the depth chart. Deshaun Watson, he's a lost cause. Joe Flacco, he has spent the offseason applying for Social Security. He's a few years away from his pension. If they don't sign some other veteran quarterback in the offseason, it's entirely possible Shedeur Sanders, he could be the starter for Cleveland week 1, right? Am I missing something here? I know conventional wisdom says go with Joe Flacco, go with the veteran, but the Browns are a flaming ass fire. They're not winning anything this season. I guess the question would be, is Shedeur Sanders ready to be the starter? You tell me. Sound off in the comments below. I'll see you guys on the main channel.